Hello, hello. I'll be right back. Let me just close my blinds in my house. Trying to get myself prepped and ready. So do not fear, Diana is here. Hey, Cindy. Jumped on like a couple minutes early because I wanted to make sure that my area was going to be set up good and stuff. So, give everybody like a couple minutes to hop on. I'm trying to like look at my live on the laptop, but I don't know if I can because it's like my profile. Like, can I see my own live on Facebook? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to find my live on Facebook, so just give me a second on the laptop to see if I can see my own comments. Ooh, I can. Let's see if they're like in real time though. I got comments. Hello, Aqua, Julie, Anita, Katie, Kathleen, Kathy, Pam. Hey everybody. Okay, great. So I can like film a little bit higher so that I got a new computer desk, guys. So I'm super excited about it. So I'm not gonna be like bumping into myself, and I can actually like create a little bit of room here. Super excited about that. Move myself up a little bit so y'all don't see like my fat over here hanging out. All right. Give everyone a couple minutes to hop on and get your little paint palettes prepped. Got all my little fine liners over here. All right. Is everybody ready? I'm nervous. I don't know why. I feel like I hyped myself up too much, and so now I'm like, what do I do? All right, where's my little rock that I sketched yesterday? Hold on, let me grab that. So I am gonna be sketching a brand new rock. So this is the sketch that I did yesterday. Carissa, you made it. Hello, Susan. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Stacy. Hello, everybody. It's a party. Right. If at any point you guys prefer me to move the camera like a little bit more like close up, or you need me to hold the rock up, like I can definitely do that for you guys so that you can see. If it's too high up, let me know. Oh, I might try to lower it. Let me see. I got a bigger desk. I didn't get a bit, like I already had it, but I had my desktop on it. And so when I started doing schoolwork, I ended up getting a laptop because I needed to be mobile because mom life. And so my desktop was just sitting up there, and honestly that computer is old. I hated it. It took forever. So I ended up switching my art desk to my computer desk, and so now I have way more space. I'm super excited about that because I'm not like huddled up, crunched up in the tiny little desk anymore. Hello, hello. Yes, Jane. We actually, I am so tired. We were at the pool all day. Like, we have like a community pool here on base, and it was my husband's day off. He had a 24-hour shift yesterday, so we went, took the kids to the pool all day. Everybody is so beat. Like, we're so tired, and I'm burnt. I am extra crispy today. Super exhausted, but here we are. I'm excited for this. This is gonna just be the cherry on top of a really good day for me. Got my Sonic Ocean water. And I'm ready to go. What time is it? Let's see. It is 7:04. All right, so get your little rocks ready. I got the 5-inch square that I'm gonna be doing, and this is a blemish stone from Heather, but I don't know if y'all know, but I really love working with blemish stones. Like, I think it's a bang for your buck. Anytime that a deal comes on, I try to get in on it. So, all right, so I tried to like practice this yesterday, so if I'm talking to myself, just like ignore me, sort of. Because this is kind of like a more intricate one to like explain detail by detail. So I'm gonna definitely try my best to make it like comprehensive for everybody of all art levels. So there we go. All right, so of course I'm gonna start by taking my pencil and sketching in very lightly. I'm gonna try to go halfway, and I'm just gonna make a cross, okay? Because I'm just gonna try to find my center here. And I know that a lot of you guys are like, oh, I go slow, or I'll catch up, or yada yada. Don't be afraid to ask like questions if you do want to, you know, watch for now, and then, you know, your question is at least going to get answered while you're here. So here is my center. I'll just do a little dot. And then, whew, I was like a little bit nervous. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm gonna go about half, maybe like start marking off your halfway points. So halfway between the top and the bottom, right? I'm gonna start by turning my rock a little bit towards myself, because I'm not gonna crane my neck to draw the flower a little bit sideways. I'm just gonna turn the rock and make life easier for myself. And I'm gonna draw sort of like a, what is this shape called here? Trapezoid, rhombus? Like, somebody help me out here. You know, with the 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. We're just gonna draw sort of like a little shape. And you're not married to that shape yet, because we are gonna definitely like edge it out and stuff. And oh, hold on, my messages are popping up. Okay, from here I'm gonna curve the stem a little bit, like curve it up. Like, you don't want it to just be like a straight stick. You want it to be kind of like, you know, curved up a little bit. Did anybody tell me the shape that I was trying to draw? I don't know. I don't know how to remove this. This is new for me. Like, I actually have space to put my laptop here so that I can see comments. I'm not like hovering over my phone. So rhombus, there you go. There you go. Solo came through. All right. So if you look at the rock straight, right? This is where I'm at. I'm just drawing a little, I don't know, what is this? Like the stem, the bulb of the stem, I guess. From here, the first thing that I want to do is I want to create a guide for myself. So I'm going to say, okay, my mouse is going to be probably around the halfway point. So this is where the top of my mouse head is going to be. And right above that is where I want to create one of the lower petals. So I'm just going to draw a small, tiny little guide, right? From here, I'm going to go follow your stem and then draw yourself a little large-ish petal. We don't want it pointy. I mean, you can, I guess, get it a little bit pointy, but you don't want it like too pointy. And I'm realizing that maybe I want to move my mouse down just a little bit, so that's fine. We'll just move the mouse down because that petal is not long enough for me. I want it to be a really big flower, right? He's hiding under the flower. He is trying to find shelter from the rain. So let's make that petal just a little bit longer. So there's your first one. From here, I am going to kind of angle it, the next one down a little bit. I'm just going to follow the straight petal down. And we're going to create, it's kind of like peeking out, right? Like a little, like a thumb. All right. From here, I'm going to try to start sketching out my mouse, because then the flower is going to, that's how I'm going to know where my petals are going to go. as far as like how wide I need it to go. So if I make my mouse a little bit chunkier, then, you know, I'll know that I have to expand my petals out more. So step by step, right? From here, let's go ahead and, how did I do this yesterday? Again, I tilted my rock. I did tilt my rock, actually. Same direction. You want it to almost be like a little bit parallel with your, the stem. Susan, you like my word vomit? Because that's pretty much what it is. Anytime that I try to explain anything on live, I'm like, what did I just say? Like, can a normal human being like understand the concept that I'm trying to say? All right, so I'm turning my rock so that I'm not like trying to, you know, squeeze my hand or whatever. And I'm going to draw the same type of, I guess kind of like a gumdrop. Let's draw like a little gumdrop. And remember, as you, oh, I apologize in advance. Bruno is about to start barking. As you're going, you're gonna kind of like eyeball your own mouse and see how like fat you want them to be, how chunky you want them to be. And from here, I'm going to create like a very light sketched line across. We're gonna just like kind of half the face here, right? From here, let's go ahead and give him a little ear. And the ear, I'm lying, it's not a teddy bear ear. What am I doing? Diana. It's gonna be kind of like another little gumdrop. Okay. Let's look at where your center is. So my mouse is a little bit, the fatter portion of his head is a little bit off center, and he's got a little bit less on this side, and that's because he's looking up. So I'm gonna go just a tiny bit, maybe make it perpendicular to this petal. And let's go ahead and create a line coming down. As he is looking up. Can you guys see? Can anybody see? And let me know also, don't be afraid to like go in comments and say, hey, I need a break. You know, give me a second to catch up. Hello, Sherry. Hey, Joan. I got my two Susans here tonight. Oh my God. Susan T and Susan S. My Susans. Just know that if I'm speaking to either of you, I love you both equally. So, all right. Cheryl and Crystal say, yes, you can see. Okay. So from here, I'm going to kind of round him out a little bit. I'm just going to slowly come out just a little bit. You don't want to be all Joker over here. You're not trying to give him a big smile. You're just going to kind of puff out just a little tiny bit. Find your place where you want the body to kind of end. Not the body, the head, sorry. And you see how it all kind of starts to just connect. This is where the head's gonna be. And then I still have my rock a little bit tilted, right? So that I'm looking at it directly. And I'm gonna follow myself over here to create a guide for my ear. And then let's go curve it up just a little bit. And then we do want the ear to kind of come halfway to the halfway point. You know how we marked that off? It's for a reason. All right, so let's kind of meet in the middle. That's the easiest way to do it for me. Just meet in the middle. Look at his cute little ear. And then from here, I'm gonna straighten it out again for myself, sort of. Right about, like if I was to continue, if I would have continued this down, that's where I want my body to be. Bruno, I'm live right now, bro. Come on. Jesus. All right. And then from here, also gonna follow this line down and kind of curve it out. Give him a little bit of a badonkadonk back there. There we go. He's got a little curvature. He's so cute. Bruno, I'm live. You're being a bad dog. Go bark outside. Go bark outside. He wants to fight with Luna. I don't know why they are always fighting. Sorry, yeah, he's very loud and it like echoes in here, which makes it even worse. All right, so here we go. Here's our little mouse coming along, right? So from here, I kind of want to create another little dome here. And remember that you can also rotate the rock to you. Your rock is not cemented down. And this is the area that I want to put my nose. And it's just going to be a cute little circle. You guys see that? Tiny, cute little circle right there. And then you can go ahead and erase your line. I do want to create my eye, and the eye, actually you should don't listen to me and don't erase your line. Let's just leave that there. All right. Yeah, Bruno is something. Bruno is something. So from here, I'm gonna curve this down just a little bit, just a tiny little bit. And this is where my eye is gonna be. And it is gonna come down, like it's gonna touch the wall of his face. You just wanna make a little circle. And we're gonna make a little arch here, kind of like creating an M. And this is just gonna be your pathway to getting the, like the different colors of his fur on there. It's gonna give you like a little guide. You do want a little bit of space here between this. And then here's another guide. It's just an arch. You wanna leave just a tiny bit of space up here in between his top and his bottom. And maybe go around like here. He looks a little Mickey Mouse-ish. Aw, we should name him Mickey. And then we're gonna just curve this like this. Yes, I can zoom in. Let me try to move this down. Oh, hold on. I have a hair clip on my phone holder that is not letting me. Okay. Is it gonna move up? There we go. Is that a little bit better? Let me know. I'm still trying to figure out this phone holder. I just got a new phone holder. Yeah, Bruno is a beagle. Bruno and Luna are both beagles. So you can just imagine my joy every time he is excited or hyper. I swear he just like, brr. I'm like, Bruno, I love you, but stop. All right, yeah, it's no worries. You guys tell me if you guys can see. Tell me if you need me to hold it up. Okay, so we have a little Mickey Mouse arch. Here is one eye. Let's come over here and kind of just like follow your line, right? So my line between the bottom of his eye is gonna cross right over his nose. And we just made a new marker from the halfway point to his eye. So I'm gonna create another little eye. And you want him to have these cute, big, round eyes, right? So you see how my eye is like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but one of them is like this way and one of them is like that way. I'm gonna fix that because I have an eraser and that's what God invented erasers for, right? I hate leaving like little black marks. Okay, So I'm going to turn my rock so that my line is a little bit more straight, even, I guess. And you'll notice I'm not doing a circle, right? So the bottom of it, portion of it, it is flat. Just until you're comfortable. And then from here, I'm gonna create the little nose, the little mouth coming down. It's just a guide. It's not nothing too crazy because we're gonna cover this up with something dark anyway for shading. And then this is just a little guide for myself for future reference. So here, don't forget also we're going to, I say don't forget like I already told you guys, I haven't told you. We're gonna start here and we're just gonna create a little, like a little leaf shape to kind of cove off that ear. Right about here, I'm gonna follow this guide that I had placed for myself and draw 2 little circles. Y'all know that I'm absolutely terrible at hands, so I'm just gonna leave them circles for now, and then like in paint we can go back and, you know, create little fingers, or we could just give him little mittens, you know, little cute paws with no fingers, because Diana really does not like to do hands, but I can try. And we're just gonna create little fat arms here. And then that's it for the mouse. That's all we're gonna sketch for the mouse. The rest of it we will do in paint. We do want to start sketching the flower though. So for those of you guys that are watching, if you guys need a little break, tell me, give me a little thumbs up when you're ready to move on in the comments while I switch legs. You guys know I like to sit on my, I always sit like on one crossed leg when I'm doing these. Whew. Oh, thank you, Krista. Can I bring it up? Yes. It looks like a lot of you guys are ready to move on. So let's go ahead and get it going. I'm gonna just erase all of these little extra markings that I had done over here. All right. Okay, so we drew this petal, this petal. Let's start drawing the other petals. So I'm gonna do another one. Try to make it a little bit thinner than this one because remember they're going off to the side. So this is the only one that's facing you directly. So let's go down. And if it helps you to like visualize where your end point is gonna be, you can do that. You can just, you know, do whatever works for you if it's easier to create a guide for you. And then the next petals, we do want to make a little bit skinnier. There's actually going to be 3 petals fit like into this little area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch out the first one, and it's going to be stopped like right about there. And then I'm going to sketch in another one, also a lot thinner than the others. And then we're going to sketch in a final. And also if this light is like, oh, is way too bright, you guys let me know. Because I just got a new light too, so I'm trying to like adjust it. I was like, I'm gonna have more time to do tutorials now that I'm done with school, so I gotta get like a better phone holder, I gotta get a better light so that I can do this and not mess it up. Okay, so from here, I'm going to add in another petal That's gonna crisscross back here because those are the ones in the back. And then let's add another one down here right below this one. That was too wide for my liking. I'm actually gonna just make this one directly below this other one back here. And then just a final big one. And then we'll start working our way over here. This one's gonna be underlapping just a little bit. There's one. And then here's the long skinny one. I just realized he's like a little bit off from underneath my petals, but that's okay. You can make them longer if you wish to. Or if you are like me and you're like, oh, he's a little bit not underneath there. So don't confuse anybody. Let me erase my pencil marks. Okay, so we have one, from the center one that we started, I'm just gonna put a little star so that we know that that was the first one that we did. We have one and then two over here. Let's add a third coming down this way. And then I'm just gonna elongate these to kind of like match the vibe. So like I said, you're not married to your sketches. If you need to adjust your flower, go ahead and do that. Like absolutely nobody is watching you guys paint right now except yourselves, and you guys can fix any mistakes that you want with full confidence. One more petal there and one more down here. And that's gonna be my flower, and that's it. That is the sketch. That is all. It's all just between us and the Freds now. Us and all the brushes. So you guys give me a little thumbs up whenever you're ready. I'm trying to get rid of this, like, close all chats. There we go. Yeah, you see how like I did 2 sketches, right? So like I did this one yesterday to prep, and then I did this one today. Like, you just never know. This is why I don't do repeats of rocks that I've done, because I am not a machine and I can never do something the same way twice. Hello, the Artful Boulder. Okay, the Artful Boulder. Who are you in real life? Because I just talked about this last time, and I was like, we need to like figure out who all of these accounts are so that we can call you guys by your names. Hey, Wandakins. Okay, so my palette, I did not have a ton of like time to prep my palette, I guess. I can't talk tonight. I didn't have a lot of time to prep my palette, so if I end up using a color, I'm gonna go ahead and just show you guys and give you guys a little bit of time to get it, get your stuff. Ooh, Sue from Australia. That is awesome, man. I cannot believe all the way. Isn't that fascinating how social media just connects everybody? Hold on, I'm gonna try to put this light up and see if it works. Probably won't. My little phone holder came with like a big light, and it does not work. So that's fine. A long mouse or adding flowers down there. Okay, girl, I can help you fix that. He's gonna be tall. He's gonna be a basketball player mouse. Okay, well, if you guys are good, I guess we shall start the fun part, which is the painting. Okay, now greens. Grab your greens, grab all the greens that you guys have or want to use. I got these 3. And I am going to be, yours didn't hit the bottom? Okay guys, if your mouses did not hit the bottom, I can definitely show you, we'll come up with something fun. Something fun for the ones that didn't reach the bottom. The bottom portion of the original photo does have a ton of like flowers and leaves, and honestly I was just gonna completely like X that out and not even deal with it, because I was gonna create the image kind of like on my own, giving it kind of a different background. I do sort of want to create like a blue glow around this, because on the original photo, the flower petals sort of have like a blue reflection off of it. So we're gonna try to do that. And I guess we can figure out what to put on the bottom. Because we're also not, I should have prefaced that by saying that we're not gonna finish this tonight. There ain't no way I'm gonna be able to do all of the stuff that I wanna talk about and go over with you guys during 2 hours, because it's a lot. That's what happened with my Alice in Wonderland, and I kind of started like rushing it because I was like, oh, I gotta get it crammed in, you know. And I said this time, no, I'm gonna do it in like either 2 or 3 parts, probably just 2 parts. I'm being a little bit dramatic. 2 parts is fine. We will go ahead and schedule the next one whenever my husband gets another day off, because y'all know I only do them when he's home. So I'm going to grab a brush that's a little bit, it's not like a fine liner brush. I'm not sure what kind of brush this is. I am not a professional, so don't judge me. It's just like a really fat brush that's really good for like applying paint down, right? And I'm gonna grab some of my green, and I am gonna be using a little bit of Wanda's green here, and I'm gonna mix it in with that burnt sienna. If you guys have not gotten it, where's my bottle? Oh, it's this one. So it's actually this with some of the sap green. And I know that's not the one I showed in the picture, and you're probably like, Diana. But if you want to mix it in with this too, that's totally fine. It's gonna be, you know, everybody has different colors of paints, different hues and stuff. So I'm just gonna mix a little bit of that Wanda sap green with some of this, and it's raw sienna. Sorry, I got the name wrong too. Oh, I'm just a failure. Okay. And we're just gonna mix. And we're gonna lay that color down over here on the stem. All the way across, okay? Just fill it in. I am gonna take some of that Hooker's green. And if your greens look more like this and they're a little bit brighter, what you can do to tone it down, or I guess like to warm it up, we're gonna grab some of that. And this is just a color mixing for those that don't have a darker green, and you can always just add brown to it, and it'll create like a, oops, wrong green. It'll create like a darker hue. Like that. But if you do have a darker green, go ahead and use what you got, okay? And we're gonna paint that over here on this side. I'm gonna wipe off the excess paint. I don't want that right now. And I'm just gonna use the paint as it's wet to kind of blend it into that lighter color. My paint is too wet right now, so that's why it's picking it back up. If your paint is doing what mine is doing, then it's probably because your paints are too wet or too fluid. And you just want a really nice blend. You can top from above. That's why I really like this brush. It's like, it's not like a full Fred brush, like a fat Fred brush. It's like thin enough but fluffy enough that you can just tap from at the top and kind of blend that into like a nice little gradient. And again, if you have lines that you want to get rid of, go back in with that original color, which was that like brown green that we mixed, and reapply your color. I have found personally that blending works best when both colors are a little bit wet. You can kind of, you know, graze them together with just like a couple of strokes. And just to get that color in. A round brush, Katie said. Katie, where have you been? My brush guru. Katie knows like all the brushes. I don't know why, but she's just like the brush guru. Like she knows all of the names. Anytime I'm like, I don't know what this is, she's like, it's a filibert. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Okay, grab some yellow. And I am gonna just give like general names because again, I know that not everybody has the same yellows, but any type of yellow will work. Remember, your mine is not going to look exactly like the original picture, and yours is not going to look exactly like mine, so it's going to be just different variations. Where's my other yellow? So everybody has different paint brands, and that's okay. It does not have to be exact. It just has to be something that you at the end of the day are happy with. I can't find my other yellow. That's annoying. Okay, well, whatever. If you have a yellow, go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna grab, well, it's actually already on my palette because I've been using it a lot. This is some bright yellow, and I am gonna mix it in with that light green that we have. Any type of light green will work. If you don't have a light green, I suggest just adding yellow. Don't add white because it kind of gives it like a little bit of a minty color if you add white. Or like two line. Just add yellow to your green. As much yellow as you can take in there. And we are going to highlight this outer edge. Honestly, you can use a fine liner for this part if you want to. I was gonna do that and then I don't know where I strayed from the path. But here is just a tiny little line of light green. And then I'm gonna grab some of that raw sienna just by itself, no green mixed into it, and kind of highlight the back portion here. So what we got going on right now is about four different little shades on your stem, right? So we got the outer highlight, we got the little burnt sienna in the back, the nice little transition into that brown green color, and then you got your green, which I'm actually going to darken up over here because it's looking a little bland. It's looking a little too raked over with the brush. So you have a nice little gradient of light coming through onto your stem. Like that. Trying to lower it because for some reason my phone doesn't focus. And then if you guys are ready, we can also do that over here. Actually, I lied about the not sketching part. I totally forgot to to do the crown of the flower, so I'm just gonna sketch that in right now. And honestly, it's not even like anything crazy. It's just a whole bunch of little triangles, okay? So don't freak out. Be like, oh my god, Diana, I already put my pencil away. Like, it's okay, I promise. It's gonna be okay. Just do a little crisscross here and there, and that's it. Doesn't need to be all crazy. And we're gonna do the same process over here as well, except we're gonna have a lot more green and a little bit of blue up at the top. So if you don't have your blues, pop out your blues, pop out your baby blue. If you have it, if you don't, obviously just mix any shade of blue that you have with white. I'm trying to take my time and like really explain, but watch me spend like 2 hours on this flower just by itself. Okay, so I do have that Hooker's green hue that I was using, or that I had posted on the event. So I'm just gonna grab some of that, maybe add just a little smidge of brown. Darken it up just a tiny bit. And let's start filling in this bottom portion of the flower. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not very good about telling you guys what type of brush I'm using. I know my brushes, and I don't mean like I'm a know-it-all and I know all my brushes. I'm saying like I know my brushes, like personally, like on a personal level, like I name my brushes. Like I know which ones work for me and which ones I feel comfortable using. So sometimes I just don't feel comfortable saying like, oh, use this brush, this specific brush, because for what works for me might not work for you. You know, some people like fine liners that are like this. Like they'll use a fine liner that's like this, versus me, I'll use a fine liner that's like this, you know? So it's just, it comes down to whatever you're comfortable with. Just know that right now what we're doing is we're just adding on layers of color. We are going to be doing a little bit of tapping to kind of, I'm going to fatten this out just a little bit. I am just going to be tapping in to blend the same techniques that we did up there. I'm going to be doing again. So grab whatever brush feels comfortable for you. This one just works for me because I'm just, if you've watched me before, you've been here before, you know I'm a very lazy painter. And whatever is in my grasp or my reach is what I'm going to grab. Is this blue or it's green? It's green. Let me try to hold it up. It looks a little bit dark, but it is green. The blue, sorry, I probably threw you guys off by showing the baby blue a little bit earlier. The blue is something we're gonna do after the green has already been laid down as a highlight to the top of the little crown. Oh my God, Tina, you give me too much credit. I am lazy. I'm a very lazy painter. Okay, so I'm leaving streaks in my crown thingy. We're just gonna call it a crown, as you can see. So that's just telling me that my paint is like, chill. I need you to stop overworking me until I dry down a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. It doesn't hurt to put a second layer on top of it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna go back in with that green to kind of get rid of my lines. And before this completely dries out, I am gonna tap from the top just so that I kind of get rid of the paint streaks, the paint, you know what I mean? Paint streaks, yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get like well lit over here, but I guess the light is like too bright. Is that better? You guys tell me. So from here, I haven't rinsed my brush off. I still have the green. I'm gonna grab some of that raw sienna again and start tapping it in with the green that's still on my brush. And I'm just gonna do that probably for like one of these little triangle crowns down here. And now I am gonna rinse my brush off, kind of clean off the rest. and get some of that green yellow mix that we did. And that's why I always recommend, like, I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're like the most professional painter that I've ever met, I always recommend a wet palette. Like, if you have not gotten one of these, please invest in yourself and in your art and in your own money, because this is going to save you a lot of paint and a lot of headache for paint mixing. It's not an advertisement, but it's something that I don't think that I could ever go back to painting without. I will use this palette first through set, like the paint that's on there right now, I will use for several of my rocks. Get yourself a wet palette. I'm gonna go in with a lighter green, probably just for one of the little crowns. I have not rinsed my brush. I'm gonna just grab some yellow, right? And that's the bright yellow that I was using. And then start doing that sort of shading over here. Just a nice little gradient blend. Oh, I'm picking up my paint. And I'm just tapping lightly right now is all I'm doing. I'm trying to get the colors to blend together. I did put too much dark green up there, so now I have to try to reverse work and like get rid of that harsh dark line. And the only way that I'm gonna do that is by re-adding the colors to get them wet again, and just tapping and tapping and tapping until I get it blended. Very gently. Okay. Oh, I think I still have, yeah, I'm still missing. Still missing a little spot there. It's okay. That was some of the green and brown mixture, I think, or it might have actually just been the sienna and the green mixture. Okay. Linda, yes, you're gonna be able to rewatch this. It'll be reposted. Oh. Yes, Ashley, you need to get that baby out and use it to your advantage. Cheryl, a wet palette is just a closed container with a wet sponge and a paper on top so that it keeps your paints wet. Yes, I've gone over the wet palette and the wet palette prep on several of my tutorials in the past. It's just a sponge, it's wet, and this is wax paper over the top. Some of them come with special paper. I ran out, so I just use wax paper. And then it also comes with a lid that you can put over the top so that your paints stay like that forever. Well, not like forever, but you know, until maybe like a week or two. Okay, so I'm going to grab a finer brush. I'm not using a fine liner, but if you want to, you can. I guess this is kind of like a finer liner, but it's like a little bit fatter. It's just a very pointy end. I'm going to grab a little bit of, let me see, what color is that? It's kind of like a yellow. A little bit of yellow, and I'm gonna grab some white. Oh, I'm sorry, Sherry. I know you've had issues with your wet palette. honestly, I'm not a pro like at anything, so I don't know what else to suggest for that. Like, I don't know why it's just not working out. Okay, so I mixed some yellow with some white, more white than yellow. And I'm going to just tap off the excess because I don't want it to blob everywhere and splotch. And I'm gonna outline here. And then I'm also gonna outline here. Kind of bring it in just a tiny, tiny bit. But not too much because the rest of this is gonna be blue, okay? Yeah, Cheryl, the sponge is under the paper and it's wet so that it keeps your paints moist. I'm gonna grab the same yellow and white mixture and I'm going to create a couple of lines here. So however many little crown, we're calling this a crown. I don't know why, but that's just what I'm calling it. However many little crowns you have, I'm gonna start kind of like intertwining them. You want kind of like a little crisscross. So I'm gonna do 2 lines here, maybe another little line here. Kind of like a little plaid effect maybe. So all I did was just, that's all I'm doing is just crisscrossing them, okay? And just up to there as well. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. Maybe grab a little bit of that white and yellow mixture and mix it in up here with this green to lighten that up a little bit. Just a tiny bit. And then do another little crisscross here. And that's it. For real, that's it. Calyx. Jennifer, you always come through, girl. You always come through for me. I love that. Love that for us. Thank you for that. Oh yeah, this is Wanda's paint. This is Wanda's paint. Pretty much all of this and this is Wanda's paints. And the red. And the green. And these, I have been painting my neon rocks with. The mouse that I just did has been off of this set. And the my next neon rock that I just did has also been off of the set. So it definitely works with Wanda's paints. It's been in here, I think, about 3 days now. And they're still very, very moist. It also helps that her paints are fluid, because fluid paints just tend to, they tend to stay wetter longer. Like I have tried to, for some reason, this is the only skin tone that I've kept from like all of the Apple Barrels, because I used to paint with nothing but Apple Barrel, but then I switched to Liquitex, and then I switched to Wanda's, and now I use both Wanda's and Liquitex. But this is the only color that I've kept from Apple Barrel, and black, because sometimes I base paint my rocks black for like whatever. And this, I've noticed, does not last as long as the others, as far as like being kept wet in a wet palette. Aw, thanks, Jane. That was actually not me. The Rhino Baby is not me. That was Deborah Atling. But it is a cute rhino. I agree. So, from here, I'm going to grab some baby blue. Just the baby blue by by itself. And I'm gonna line this out. And I'm just gonna create kind of like another little, what did she say? A calyx, right? A calyx. I'm not gonna go completely down. I'm not gonna crisscross. I'm just gonna create some little triangles up here. That. I am going to start to prep my petals. So I'm gonna grab some purple. Man, I just had my purple. You can use whichever purple you have. We're gonna grab some pink. I forgot to add that to the list. But any types of pinks that you guys have, bust them out. Purple, pink, and blue, I guess. Yeah, that works. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I obviously did not create the original picture. It was actually a suggestion from Susan. So as I'm like learning how to paint this with you guys, I'm trying to learn how to not only paint it, but also teach it. So I appreciate your patience in me trying to figure out what colors I'm gonna use for this. Hello, Phyllis. Yeah, we have 34 people on. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the crazy train. Okay, so let me test this out first. Hold on. Let me try to do one petal by myself so that I can try to like explain the color. I should have been better prepared. Who is this Diana and why does she think she can go on Facebook Live and teach how to paint a painting sheet? Oh, my pink just exploded everywhere, so that's cool. Let me mix a color. Let me just try to find my too purple. Kind of like that. Okay. All right, so I got a color I like. I used purple, and then I used this light pink, and I used this, oh God, I cannot even say that, quinacridone magenta. It's like a magenta color. It's really pretty, like rosy color. If you do not have this type of color, I would probably mix some purple and red together and maybe a little bit of pink. Let's try that. So let's say you have red, a little bit of purple, and if you have the neons, use your neons. If you don't, try to get the brightest pink that you can. Add a little bit of purple and just a tiny smidge of white to maybe get like a similar color. I feel like the shade of purple that I'm using is not accurate. It's like, can you guys see that? Or maybe it needs a little bit more pink. It's like similar-ish. A little bit more deeper color. But, you know, for all intents and purposes here, we're gonna use this color with some purple and a tiny little bit of pink, like a light pink. So if you don't have a light pink, obviously just mix a ton of white with your red until you get like a nice little baby pink. And we're gonna go with this color. And again, if you guys don't have the exact colors, don't freak out. If you want to make yours a different shade of purple, pink color, that's totally okay too. Yours don't have to look exactly like mine. You can 100% make it your own. In fact, I encourage you to. It's giving like, I don't know what color this is, like a mauve. I don't know, but I really like it. It's like a berry color. Connie says, what color? Girl, you tell me, because I don't know what color we're trying to make. We're trying to make like a really pretty purple underneath it. So let's go with that. Like a mauve-ish purple. So I'm gonna use this to base coat all of the top petals here. And don't worry about your crown. I'm gonna teach you guys how to like underline that and shade it in. Remember, we're taking this rock just one little tiny piece at a time. If you wanna elongate your petals while you're painting, you can go ahead and do that. Remember, you are not married to your sketch. Like butter. This paint is like butter. It just glides on. It's so smooth. I really like this color. I need a lipstick in this color immediately. Okay. Now, for these, because the light, remember, your light is coming in this way, it's gonna hit the stem, hit the flower this way. So these are gonna be lighter than these because these are facing you and these are facing up, right? Like they're catching the light from the top, as well as these. So I'm gonna grab the same paint that's on it's like, I haven't washed my brush, I haven't wiped it off, nothing. And I'm gonna just dip it into some white here. And try to lighten it up a little bit. It's a nice little twinkle lavender color. And we're gonna put that in here. On these top petals. These on the bottom are gonna be a different color. So don't, like, if you need to mark them off for yourself, if you need to put a little like check or a little star on these on the bottom are not the same color, okay, as the top. Just a little visual guide for you guys. Oh, that's way too light. I mean, way too dark. Let's lighten it up. Oh no, Tina said I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Okay, well. No, okay. All right, so Tina, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. You are booted. Just kidding. We are going to wait to see. I guess just refresh your page, girl. Oh, hey, Sarah. I see you over there. Hello, Krista. I'm so excited to see you here. I've only seen you from, like, you know, auctions, but, like, it makes me really genuinely excited that you're here. All right, guys. So from here, let's add a little bit of blue to that pretty lightened moss. So we went from this to this lighter color, We're gonna grab a little bit of baby blue to it. And let's see what this gives us. A little bit of white, lighten it up. It didn't make much of a difference. Diana doesn't know what she's talking about. Who let this woman on Facebook? And let's just go in for it. The baby blue. You're like, that looks dumb, but that's fine. It's okay. If you don't believe in me right now, just follow through. I promise you. We'll get it there. Hello. Hey Bex, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of you guys in a while, and that makes me a little bit sad because I haven't had, I guess, like the energy lately to like, you know, hop onto the lives because they do run a little bit late. So that's why I wanted to start this one at 7 because by like 8:30 I'm like dozing out. I mean, you guys will hear my voice go like croaky. You know, after you stay up for a while, your voice gets all like nasty and like ratchet. So 8:30 I'm like, oh man, it's time for bed. Yes, Jennifer, trust the process. Just trust me. We will get a look into somewhat similar to the photo. Okay, so if you guys are ready, I'm going to, let me see, how am I going to do this? We're going to grab some dark blue. You get a fine liner. Phthalo blue, right? Phthalocyanine. Cyanine? Cyanine. I'm illiterate, so just don't listen to me. We're just going to grab a blue, right? If you have Wanda's, it is the blue. Oh, I was just using it, man. Where did it go? Okay, don't listen to me. It's the blue. I literally just had it right now. Oh my God. I'm the worst. Okay, we're just gonna go with the blue. And the reason I'm going with blue is because I don't want to highlight this with black because the black is like too dark. We want it to be dark enough where, like, if you don't have that specific blue, that's okay. Like, let's say that you have this type of blue, like a really bright, pretty blue with, you can mix a little bit, tiny smidge of black into it, just so it's not like midnight black. You want it to have like a little tiny, like when you seal it and the colors come to pop, you want it to kind of not be so deep, you know? Oh my God, it's 9 a.m. over there. That's insane. You guys are starting like a whole other, like you are in tomorrow. You're like in the future right now. That's awesome. All right, so I got my blue. I'm just going straight in and I'm going to underline. I'm gonna start underlining here, okay? So sort of like where your yellow ended, we're gonna go ahead and start underlining here. And I'm only gonna underline certain parts, okay? So pay attention to that because we're only underlining the bottom, the right side, the right little part of the triangle, the crown, I don't know. I know, Jen, I know that you told me the correct name, but you know what? It's gonna be the crown from now on. We're just doing the bottom portion, and then right about here where it starts to get darker, you're starting to see that the flower is, you know, a little bit more hidden from the light. That's when you want to start doing both sides. But for now, just the right side for a couple of these, and then let's start. We can go up a little bit bigger, break it up like that. Oh, I'm off camera. Somebody tell me these things. Okay, so I have the paint on my brush. I haven't like washed it off. I haven't rinsed it, nothing. I am gonna kiss the water. When I say kiss the water, it's just like a little boop. And then we're gonna just tap off the excess because I don't want to completely get all of the color off. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm slowly diluting my color to almost like nothing, right? It's a very washed out dark blue. And we're going to shade down here. I'm just using the water and the color that's on the brush to create shading underneath here. Now, if you use too much water, be careful because you're going to be left with like a coffee stain type of effect. You want to work while your paint is still a little bit wet. And what I mean is like the splatter that you just left down, like, see, I took up too much of the color, so I'm actually gonna go back in with some, just a little bit. You wanna be very light. You're like, you know, being sweet to your painting. You don't want a dark line. You see, I did a very dark line here, so what I'm gonna do while it's still wet is I'm gonna take the excess paint off and I'm just gonna use the wetness that's on the brush to kind of drag that down a little bit and create some shading. And my suggestion always is to go in a little bit light. Like I went in way too light here, so it's almost like I didn't even do anything to it. But that's okay because then you can build on that. Like if you go in too dark, then, oh, you can't take that back, you know? I mean, you technically could, but it's just more work on your end, and why would you want to do that? So just start building in those little water layers and create that shading effect. You guys see that? And see here, I'm creating a line, so I'm just gonna try to get it while it's wet and try to like tap it or try to pick up the color with my clean brush. So it doesn't make like, you're probably like, that doesn't even look like anything, Diana. It'll add up. All of the little details add up in your paintings. All of the little steps that you take to create your paintings. And just keep adding it until it's a nice little shadow. It's not, you're not creating dark lines. You're just creating like the illusion that it's darker under there. Whew. Calyx, I know, Jen, I know. Calyx. Do you guys have Sonic where you guys are? Like the restaurant, like Sonic? Like, hello, Sonic. I was telling Tina earlier, I was like, oh my God, I got my ocean water. She was like, what is ocean water? And now I'm like curious, like, do you guys have a Sonic and have you tried their ocean water? Do you like it? It is so good. It is just, I think, okay, I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm like almost positive that's just Sprite with blue coconut. It's amazing. It's so good. But I also really love coconut flavored things, so. Bex, do you guys have Sonic? Ooh, okay. That makes me sad. I used to cry when I lived in Hawaii because we didn't have like all of my like food cravings when I was pregnant with my daughter. And man, I used to cry over not having, like, we were in the Taco Bell drive-thru once and I was like, I don't want a chalupa, I want a Coney. My husband still makes fun of me for that to this day. Yeah, you should try the ocean water. It's like carbonated. I'm pretty sure it's Sprite, man. It's blue though, and blue coconut. So if you don't like coconut, then this is not the drink for you. But all right, so let me see. Where do I want to go next? I think I kind of want to fill in the bottom petals. Yes, that's what I want to do. Okay, so grab a different brush, it's like, make sure that it's like sort of clean so that you're not picking up old color. I'm gonna go with this, see, Katie told me at the beginning and now I don't even know what it is. It's just a brush that I'm gonna use to lay down my color. And we're going to go with a little bit of yellow, the bright yellow. I'm actually gonna use some of the darker yellow. I cannot for the life of me find the other one, but I'm gonna be using the cadmium yellow deep hue. It's more, see, this is like a regular bright yellow, and then this is like a little bit more golden, like daffodil color. So that's what we're going to do, a round brush. Yes, I knew that. See, I knew that, and I completely forgot. Oh, it's clogged. Okay, grab a little something to unclog it. Oh my God, my scissors. I got all this paint on them. If you guys haven't tried these scissors, they are also on Wanda's shop. And they are my favorite for my junk journaling. Okay. So, we're gonna grab some of this yellow over here and some white. So, yellow, for whatever reason, for me, always comes out super pigmented. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip, kind of like roll my brush in the yellow, and then I'm gonna dip the end in white. Just the end, okay? And then I'm gonna go in. I'm just gonna go in. Okay, I'm completely painting over my petal. I'm tapping off the rest of the paint so that I can drag that lighter color in to create like a nice ombre. And is that how you say an ombre color? Ombre. Whatever, we're creating a color gradient here, okay? Just add a little bit more white to the bottom. We're gonna darken that top portion up anyway, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna roll it in the yellow and then dip it in the white. It's almost like I have my own little paint by number here, right? I'm gonna scrub out my pencil markings with my paintbrush. And then for this petal, because it is a little bit more in the dark, I'm gonna lay down my color. And then remember this little raw sienna that we got, this little gem over here? We're gonna pick some up on our paintbrush without having rinsed it. And we're just gonna start to add that color in over here to the side. And you'll see me doing this a lot because I am tapping off the excess paint. So when I'm going down to blend this color in together, I'm gonna do so with a clean brush to get rid of those harsh lines. Ombre. It sounds like hombre. It's almost like borderline Hispanic, so hombre. Every time we say hombre now, we have to say hombre, like macho man. The darker color was raw sienna. See, I'm hitting the point in the live where my voice is gonna become very nasally because I'm talking so much. And then y'all remember this little good color over here, the original color of these petals, lift you up some of that, and then grab just a tiny bit of that burnt sienna and mix it in really well with that pretty purple. And this is where we're gonna be coming over here now to do these petals over here. And don't worry if you guys are like, oh, she's going too fast or whatever, or like, I'm a slow painter, I can't catch up. Like, don't think about that. Don't be all negative. This is gonna be on replay, and it'll be like a couple of days before part 2. Okay, so it gives you guys plenty of time to catch up. Be ready for part 2, because tonight we're probably honestly only gonna get to do the flower, and then maybe work on the mouse next for the next time. So yeah, don't freak out. Don't be like, oh my god, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Sí se puede, hombre. Sí se puede. You can do it. No, Bex, part 2 is not Wednesday. So I kind of like, I have to take advantage when I can. My husband had a 24-hour shift yesterday, so today was his like recovery day, meaning that he is gonna be oh, I just got a message. Oh, I just got a message. Sorry, Eli, I'm not ignoring you. Okay. What was I saying? So he had a day off today, and so I only do the lives when he's able to like be upstairs with the kids, because if I had my kids during the live, oh my god, it would be chaos. It would be worse than Bruno. Okay. So I think they're actually probably asleep right now. Pretty quiet upstairs. And it's only 8:20. So I have to wait for my husband's next day off. And so today I messaged Wanda and I was like, Wanda, oh my god, like, can I please like do a tutorial? And she was like, yeah, go ahead, you know, yada yada. Look at me talking in Wanda's voice. Yeah, go ahead. So she graciously let me do my tutorial today, because today's supposed to be her live day. And then Wednesday, her and Kitty will be back doing their thing. I don't know if you guys have a live planned. Oops. I don't know if you guys have a live planned or not, but oh no, it froze and then came back. Yeah, so we, part 2 is tentative, and I will let you guys know, but it will be scheduled. It's not going to be an impromptu. Like, I want to give people time to actually join in. And if not, the replay will be there for you guys. So, don't freak out. Okay. So, from here, let's come circle back around to our top petals. Now, I'm going to take some of this purple just by itself, and it's a very dark purple. Okay, so if you don't have a dark purple, mix some blue and red until you get like that dark deep purple. I'm not mixing the purple with nothing, but I have it on my brush. I'm gonna kiss the water, just kind of dip it in there lightly, and then tap off the excess so that you don't splotch it on. But I am gonna start shading up here a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Notice how it's just mainly, it looks like just water up on the top. And that's because we're just going to build that darkness. Just build on it. Tap it in. You want to make sure that you don't leave any harsh lines. And the way that you do that is just get all of the water, all of the paint off of your brush. Always keep your little rag. My little rags are used and abused down here. And just tap it out until you no longer have a line. And create that shading. So we're gonna just do some shading techniques that we just did. Kiss the water, tap off the excess so it doesn't blob everywhere. And let's create some shading over here. See how it goes in just really smooth. It's almost like a little translucent color. And this is so that you don't have to mix up a new color. You're just watering down the base of the color that you just created. And just work the paint. Work it, work it, work it. There we go. And I'm just shading just the little outside portion of this, right? And then the next one that we're gonna shade is gonna be this little skinny bugger right here. Man, my son made me laugh so hard today because I bathed him while my husband went to go get us some Sonic, and while I bathed all three kids, and then he comes out of the restroom and he's like, "Mom, I put the because we have the after sun care, you know, moisturizing aloe lotion." And he was just completely smothered in it. I mean, he looked like, it was hilarious because he was trying so hard to be like independent, and he just comes out and it's just like globbed on his arm. So I was like, oh my God. So I had to like, you know, show him you have to like rub it in, you know, and like let the lotion settle into your skin. I did have to remove a lot of it though with the towel. He was so cute. That was just my cute little moment of the day. So let's grab our little fine liner. And we're gonna grab some purple just by itself. I don't wanna use any dark colors. And we're gonna outline your petals. But okay, so I should explain. From here, this petal is on top of this petal. So we're gonna make sure that that is known, right? It's gonna go over this petal right here. And then this petal is underneath it. So we're not gonna start this way. We're just gonna go at a kind of like a curved angle. And then stop right here before you hit the top. And notice how it's not like a very dark outline, but it's just enough for you to see it as a contrast. We're going to crisscross this one. This one's going to come down all the way from up here because this petal is over this one. So this one's just being bullied by all the other petals. And this is the big mama, so this one you will go all the way up to the edge to line. And then we're going to start this one down here and line it. And then this top one, this baby blue lonesome petal over here, is gonna be on top of this purple one. I don't know that I wanna outline it, but I mean, just for the sake of giving myself some clarity here. Circle back around. And I think I actually wanna use a different shade. Excuse me. Grab some of your burnt sienna. So remember that there's raw and then there's burnt. We're gonna use some burnt sienna, which is this reddish brown. If you don't have burnt sienna, that's a good combination to mix. It's just a little bit of brown and some red. Oh. And maybe like a little smidge of orange. This is neon orange, so it might be a little bit brighter. It's a little bit more brown until you get like a really pretty brick red color, right? It's pretty close in color matching. So that's what we're gonna be using for the outline of these over here. So this one is underneath these two, right? It's being sandwiched a little bit. And then we're gonna come back up this one and cover it up. Thanks, Tina. Honestly, sometimes I don't know why I do the color mixing, but it helps me because the Liquitex acrylic fluids, they don't have obviously as many color options as like Deco Art or like Folk Art, Apple Barrel, because they have like every color under the sun. But with Liquitex, they only have specific colors, and I really liked that brand when I completely switched over. So I kind of had to like learn how to mix my own colors, and I don't know why. I just like, I look at it and I'm like, okay, that looks like what it's about, So there goes a yawn. Okay, so is anybody actually still painting with me, or are you guys just watching? Because if you guys are just watching, then I can keep it going. But if you don't, and if you want to, like, does that make sense? Like, if you guys are painting along, just let me know so that I can wait for you guys and give you guys like the ample time. 8:30 on the dot. Is it really 8:30? Don't tell me that. Oh, look at you guys. I'm so proud of you guys all for still being here. Thanks for putting up with me. Awesome. Yeah, no worries. You guys, you do your thing. I know y'all are here. Anita, your puppy. That makes me so sad. I hope it gets better. Okay, so if you guys are like done with this portion, I know it's weird. I have like an automatic biological clock. Like I cannot sleep in past like for sure 6:30 in the morning. Like 6:30, my body's just like ding, like hello, I'm here. It's a new day, and it's annoying. It's an annoying thing to have, but. And same goes with bedtime. I'm like, oh my god, it's bedtime. It's 8:30. Like, ugh. Yeah, that is nuts. I don't know what's wrong with me. Is it because I'm getting older? Like, I used to be able to like sleep in and like I just something, and then like I can't nap. Like, I'm one of those people that cannot like nap because I feel groggy afterwards, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like to have to wake up, and I get like I like panic wake up because I feel like I'm late for something, or I feel like I'm missing something, or like I don't know. And also I have kids, so that's probably why. That's probably why I can't nap. Okay, so we're gonna take it one petal at a time. Now that we have laid our foundation for it, Jesus Christ, I cannot believe that I have spent almost 2 hours just working on this flower. You see, this is why I have to split it up, because if not, it's gonna just take me forever and an eternity. And I'm so sorry for anybody that's watching the playback. You're probably watching it on like 2 times the speed so that you don't hear me droning on. Okay, so let's do one petal at a time. Okay, I'm gonna grab some baby blue. I'm using the skinny brush, skinny rounded super thin brush. It's not a fine liner, but it's just, I don't want to mess with the fine liner right now because I don't want to be like, I mean, I guess I could. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we're going to kind of round this out a little bit. And I'm just going to create like a line here. And my paint is very wet, so if you're going to be doing this, do it with a little sense of urgency, because I am going to grab some water and drag that baby blue down just to create some lighting on the flower. So I'm just using the water that's on my brush and the paint that I put down to create some kind of like a glow. I'm going to do the same thing again, except I'm kind of making like striations on the petal. I don't want just like stick lines. You don't want that. So the reason that I'm using this like coloring effect is because I want it to be a little bit, you know, blended out. I don't want like super harsh lines. And this is just with the baby blue, okay? We're gonna create 3 little halfway marks, right? So 1, 2, and 3. And just very lightly. I'm not picking up a lot of paint with my brush. I'm not using a lot of water. I'm not using a lot of paint. Just very lightly go in with it. And you're gonna start to give your petals some glow, a little bit of vibrancy. Every single petal has their own little details that you're gonna add. Oh, honestly, Bex, same. I have to have a sleeping pill because I have a ton of anxiety. Like, I wish I was not this way, but I just do. Like, I will be laying there and then I'll be like Barbie, where she's like, do you ever think about dying? And then there goes a freaking panic attack. Like, I have a lot of anxiety and I can't get my brain to like shut down at the end of the night. So I do have to take like a little sleep aid to help me because I cannot. And then it's even worse when my husband's not here. Like like last night, I didn't go to bed till like 12:30 at night because I can't sleep when he's not here. And he doesn't understand that. He's like, well, just gotta sleep. And I'm like, I just don't feel comfortable. Like, I feel like I'm still scared of the dark, okay? Like, I have to sleep with a nightlight. Like, I don't like being home alone. I'm gonna grab a little bit of white with some of this baby blue. I'm serious about that, though. I really do sleep with the nightlight. I'm a child. Oh, I can't. I'm really scared of the dark. I don't know why. I grabbed a little bit of white and a little bit of the baby blue, and I'm going to use the same effect, but I'm going to try to focus my highlights around the center of the blue shading that I did. I'm not trying to create like a little streak. I'm trying to blend it out. So if you're putting like a big fat white line in the middle, try to blend it out. You know, rinse your brush, tap off the water, and just use the wetness that's in the brush to kind of like highlight that area. Just a little bit. Oh my God. Hello. 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 Oh my God. Somebody please tell me that I'm back. Hello. Hello. Macarena, Macarena, Macarena. Hello. Oh my God, that was so that was so bad. My phone died. I was like, what the heck? Why is my phone black right now? It's okay. Look, I got like my charger right here. I got like the whole hookup right now. Oh my God, that was so bad. I was like, Facebook is sick of my crap right now. Oh. And I didn't have to start a new live. Shout out to Facebook for that. Oops. I'm sorry for anybody. Our viewers went down. Oops. Wow. Okay. I suck. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that my phone was like about to die. What the heck? Well, what was I doing? Like, I don't even know where my whole groove is thrown off. That was so bad. Okay. Anyway, going back to this. It's the Lord trying to tell me to go to sleep. Here, I'm gonna grab some purple. I'm just kidding. I'm actually like really awake right now. Okay, yes. So we did the highlighting in between the blue lines, and then now we're gonna go to the purple that we outlined with, and we're gonna do the same effect where we're going to kiss the water and kind of like, let's just put our water down, our color down here. And then I'm gonna wipe off the excess and just kind of use my brush to drag it up. So let me zoom in a little bit for y'all. I'm just adding a little bit of my color and washing it down. And then I'm gonna grab my brush to drag it up into kind of like some neat little lines, right? You can't see it too much, but it's there. We're just gonna keep building on that until we're happy with the color shading that we got. This might be a 3-parter. I don't know. All right. So I'm actually also going to do a very long line going up in between those blues. Just a single little big line here. Connie, I love you guys too. That's why I'm here. Honestly, I absolutely love doing this stuff. I feel like I'm learning along with you guys. Like I'm pretending like I know what I'm doing. I'm really not. Like I don't know what I'm doing. But we'll get there. Hold on, I'm gonna try to fix this because this phone stand is like, why aren't you going any lower? Like what is this? Does this need to be loose? Like what? Why is it springing back up? Let me try to tighten this. Okay. Is that better? Lisa, you are fired. Fuera. Fuera. Just kidding. You're good. You're good. We are having some technical difficulties right now. And this is going to be reposted anyway. So, Lisa, you are all good. And I'm so happy that you're here. And that you were able to catch us while we were still a little bit live. Because I just got kicked off for my phone dying. All right. So there's one petal that we just did, right? And you'll notice that my blue ended up going a little bit off to the side, but that's okay, because guess what? You could just go back and fill it back in. Oops. Sorry, people are messaging me. Okay. I'm still here. Okay. Take a shot every time I say okay. And we're just gonna, I annoy myself. Like, I don't know how you guys can stand me. Like, sometimes I catch myself being very repetitive and it's annoying to me, so. All right, so this petal, let's work on this little bad boy over here. We're going to create a line going down the middle, and it's still the same watered down purple. Ooh, Bruno. And let's grab some of the moistness that's on the brush and just use that to drag the color down. I rinsed my brush off, I tapped off the excess water, and this is just the water that's on the brush naturally. So I'm just using I did apply the paint like with a little bit of wetness to it. So you want to make sure that if your paints are not very fluid, like if you are using like the craft acrylics, that you're adding a little bit of water to it before you put it down, so that it does give you that flexibility to kind of drag that color down, shade it as much as you can, highlight it as much as you can. So we're just shading down around here. And let's go grab some of our little baby blue here and do the same effect. We're gonna put a little line down and use the water that's on the brush, kind of like a little coloring motion to bring my color back up. Add a little bit of white to it if it's not bright enough. We'll get it there. grabbing some of that white and baby blue mixture. And over the top of this dark line here, we're gonna put some white down. And the same thing, we're gonna end up shading that out. I'm just gonna grab some baby blue on my brush and kind of pat that down because we do want it to sort of match this little petal over here. And just water it down, blend that out, shade it out, so that you start to give your petals a little bit more movement, a little bit more realism. And next, this little bad boy right here, this little bluish color that was way too bright for my liking. I grabbed some of the purple that we were working with, the same purple, and I'm gonna start up here and just drag it down so that it creates a nice ombre. There we go. It's gonna all start to come together, hopefully. Thank you, Pam. You're so sweet. Pam, you're always so supportive. I love you. You are very much appreciated every time that we go live. Even if it's not my lives, I always love catching you, you know, on one of Katie's. Oh, gotta get up and stretch the back. Man, I am sore. Like, swimming really just takes it out of you. Okay, so let's start to transition over here. Let's start to pay a little bit more attention over here. Now, I am going to be using the red neon right here from Wanda. If you don't have the red neon, you can use, you know, like any type of like fluorescent. If you don't have any type of fluorescence, get the brightest orange and the brightest red that you have and just mix the two together to make a, what color would that make? I don't know, like a strawberry peachy color, I guess. Just like the brightest orange. You don't want to add white to the red, you want to add orange so that it kind of brightens it up while still complementing it and not turning it into a pink. So that's the color that I'm using, is just that red. And I'm going to come down here and do a shadowing effect here. Oh, hold on. The great thing about the gouache is that it can be reactivated, so you actually don't even have to worry about working too quick, because you can just go back in and be like, oh, like let's say that you went in with a line, right? And like let's say that that line like dried out and you're like, oh, I have an ugly line on my thing. Hold on, let me actually demonstrate it. So let's say that your gouache is dried out, and that's honestly like, it's not even about just the neons, like any gouache in general does this. So you can go back in, wet your brush a little bit, and just scrub that line back out, because gouache is reactivated with water, which is what has been making those neon paintings of mine so much fun and so easy to do, I guess, because gouache is like reactivated with water, so it makes blending a little bit easier. Lori was a secret admirer. Lori, thank you so much for watching. Like, genuinely, I hope that you come back and finish it off, or come back and tune in for part 2. Ooh, Julie, Vermilion. Ooh, I haven't heard that. Vermilion sounds so fancy. Yes, it does. Thank you for the love, Lori. That made my night. You guys don't, you guys just don't understand how much it means to me when, like, people who don't usually, like, say anything, like, end up saying something. I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that they actually stuck around to, like, watch. And it makes me really happy, and it makes it all worth it, you know? Sorry. I should get all emotional. I'm going to be using some of the burnt sienna. That's the color that I just picked up. It's like the red brick brown. And going over the red a little bit, not a lot, okay? You don't want to cover up what you just did. You're just adding a little bit of depth into it by giving it that brownish shade that we used over here. See how it all starts to kind of like connect together? Just a little bit, you don't want to lie. Okay, now, this next step is a little bit tricky. Not tricky, but you know, we're gonna switch colors up. I'm gonna use the purple and go underneath this. So we're just creating these different like layers of depth to this flower. Just a little line, nothing too crazy. And then that same purple, now I am gonna go in full color. I'm not gonna try to water it down or anything. I'm gonna create a line sort of off center, but it's still meeting up to one of these little crowns. And we're just gonna shadow this down with some purple. Just darken that bad boy up. Hello, Jackie. Well, Susan is actually the one that commented this. The last tutorial that I did was the neon wave rock, and Susan was like, I want a tutorial on this, and I was like, girl, you must think that I am like Bob Ross or something, because I could not do that. But this is actually a challenge not only for, I guess, like people, but for me, because I don't know if I would be able to teach something like this intricate. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. You guys are kind of like experimenting with me. So thank you to Susan for challenging me, because this is good. This is good for me. Thanks, Lisa. You guys are so sweet. Let's grab some baby blue. Again, remember, this is all sort of connecting. And right in between where this burnt sienna was and the purple line, we're gonna just kind of highlight that a little bit. Very lightly, water it down. Kind of use like a little scrubbing motion. I'm getting nasally. And I'm gonna put a singular little tiny line of the baby blue right here on the opposite end and down here. There was another yawn. Almost 9. Okay, I'm gonna try to go to like maybe 9:30. I don't even think we're gonna finish the flower tonight. I cannot believe that it took me 2 hours to do. Jesus, I can't believe that it took me 2 hours just to do the flower, and I'm not even done with the flower. What's going on, guys? I'm losing my quickness. I used to be able to paint like really quickly, and now I just I can't. I don't know what it is. I really have tried to like learn to take my time and not rush through things, I guess. Okay, so I have mixed, I'm doing everything off camera. I mixed purple with white, and I got this really pretty like lilac color. And I'm going to put a line here in the middle of this one. Oh, I should have used a fine liner. Don't do it as fat as I did, but you know, you want to put a little bit of it there. And then this one, I do want to outline the top portion of it. Yeah, it does. It does take a really long time to like teach it, I guess, because I'm definitely not a like an art teacher. So I'm trying to, like, how would I want somebody to tell me this? But my mind is also like scrambled eggs because you know, I have a lot. I think I'm almost positive that I'm like ADD and I never got diagnosed with it. So I have like a million thoughts going through my mind. So sometimes when I'm trying to talk, I like stumble a lot because I'm trying to get too many words out at the same time. So it's interesting for sure to try to be like, hey guys, let me try to show you how to do this. And it's not even like, let me show you how to do this. It's just, let me show you how I would do it, because this is how I would do it. Like, this is me painting a rock that I would probably do on my own, you know? And instead of just sitting here and just doing it, I'm like, well, why am I doing that? Why am I putting these lines here? Why am I shading it here? Or how am I shading it here? You know, it makes me question myself too. And it kind of does make me like a better painter, I guess, because I start to like evaluate my paintings more and pay attention to those details. So that purple white mixture that we had, we're gonna add let's add a little bit of baby blue and a little bit more white, like a periwinkle color. And let's come up here. And remember, this is the second to last petal, okay? We're gonna bring this down, stop, rinse your brush, get that paint off, and use the wetness in the brush to drag this down, okay? Ooh, what did I pick up? I picked up green or something on my brush. Sorry, I'm getting messages. So we're shading. I don't like this, so I'm actually gonna add a little bit of that same mixture over here. And just kind of like scrub it in a little bit. Just brighten it up just a little bit. And just trying to rub off as much excess paint and water as I can so that it makes my blending a lot smoother. And it makes it look more like a highlight than color. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. After 8:30, everything is just like irrelevant. Okay, don't listen to my yapping over here. Okay, I'm gonna grab the red. You see what I mean? Goodness. Grab a little bit of, I rolled it. I did the same technique that I did over here, right? Where we roll it into a darker color, which is the red. And then I'm dipping the end point into yellow, that golden yellow. And we're gonna just bring that down here to this bottom petal. And I'm just trying to scrub that paint out. Scrub the color out. And add a little bit more yellow to the tip because it kind of got lost when I laid the color down. Just a little bit. Did I go to school for art? I did not. I just graduated with my bachelor's degree in elementary education and special ed and elementary education. So teaching, yes, but not for art. Aw, Bex, thank you. Do you guys watch Grey's Anatomy? Do we have any Grey's Anatomy fans in the house? You know how that episode where Burke leaves Christina at the altar and she's like, somebody sedate me? That's pretty much me all the time with my anxiety. Like, it's really, really bad, actually. I grabbed my fine liner and I grabbed some white, just regular white. Okay. And I'm going to line the bottom of this petal only about halfway. Not all the way, just halfway, okay? And then drag that color down. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're gonna grab some white and a fine liner. Oh, is Facebook kicking me out? Can you guys see me still? On my laptop, it's showing a little spinner. And we're going to outline the top of that initial lilac line that we did. So this is just a lot of layering of details at this point on this flower. Okay. Yes, Lisa. I know people are probably like, okay, we get it. You graduated. You got a bachelor's degree, but I don't care. I'm like, I'm damn proud of myself. Like, that was 14 years in the making. And then I just took graduation pictures last week when my parents were here. Wait, was it last week? Has it already been a week? It's already been a week. I guess like the week before. I took graduation pictures, like actual professional, like I hired a photographer and stuff, and I'm just waiting for her to send me back the gallery so that I can post it, and you're gonna see me all again announcing, yes, I graduated. I know you guys get it, but I'm really proud of myself. I'm tooting my horn, Jennifer. I'm tooting that horn. And then my commencement ceremony where I walk across the stage is in October, so you're gonna see it yet again. Yay. Okay, hold on. I really, really have to pee, guys. Give me just like a second. It'll give you guys like a minute to catch up, but oh my god, that ocean water's going right through me. I'll be right back. You guys, I just gotta look at myself. Oh my god, I'm so sunburnt. Ooh. You know how like the sunburns always settle like after like at night and stuff. Oh my god, I'm really sunburnt, like bad. No wonder I'm sitting here, I'm like, my skin hurts. Yes, they are. They're gonna come out, Lisa. My mom is already planning it. We're like trying to book our hotels now, but it's actually in Fort Worth, which is about like 2.5 hours from me. So we're gonna drive down for that weekend, and my commencement is on my birthday weekend. Like, how meant to be was that? Like, the entire graduation is on October 19th, and my birthday is October 21st. So I'm gonna walk on my birthday weekend. It's like, it's really exciting. It's a good year. It's been a really, really good year for me. So yes, I'm gonna be so close to you, Jackie. Jax. Do you want me to call you Jax, or do you want me to call you Jackie? What did kitties? Shout out to the rooftops. Yep. Ooh, Pam, it's your birthday too. Yeah, I'm really sunburned. Like, oh my god, it hurts. I am red. Like, so bad. Okay. Anyway, Diana, just shut up and start teaching, right? Okay, I'm gonna grab some white again, and we're going to add a line here going up down the middle, and another one up here in the center. I'm almost positive my kids are like knocked out right now because it has been so quiet upstairs. Ew, I'm definitely not a coworker, so you are Jax. I don't want that coworker vibe. Okay, I'm grabbing some of the burnt sienna and just underlining down here below. I think I still had some blue on my brush, so that's okay. And then some purple. Let's grab some purple and underline here. Okay, so after 2 hours, this is all that I can show for myself. Let's do the bottom here. And then don't forget that this is going to be covered with like raindrops and stuff. So that's why I'm not focused too much on this area. Okay, so let's grab some purple. Purple and raw sienna. And then I'm gonna lighten it up just a little bit. I don't want to add too much white because I don't want to make it like too lilac-y. I just want a pretty deep red purple, if that makes sense. This color right here. Swatch. I don't know if you guys can see. It's like a dark mauve. So let's come down and create the line in this one. And then I rinsed my brush off, and I'm gonna use the wetness on the brush to just drag that down, create some blending. Hey, and I know that I don't know when the next part 2 is going to be. It's not gonna be like a month from now, I promise you guys. It's probably gonna be like next Sunday or something. Because I need to check with my husband and see when his next 24-hour shift is. Because then the next day after that is his day off, and that's when the next live will be, so that I can get that sort of like scheduled. But if you guys like from here to now, like if you need like help with getting your stuff, you know, in order, like always feel free to message me, please. It might take a day or two, maybe. Okay, not like a day or two, but it might take me like a day to like get back to you, because sometimes my inbox does get like full. Just don't stress it. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And be happy to at that. So I'm taking that same color mixture and I'm just kind of using the wetness on my brush to kind of water it down and bring it down. I'm creating some shading that this petal is casting on this one here. I think I actually just used raw sienna for this. I don't know why I said grab the same color, because I'm a liar. Okay. And then for real this time, I'm gonna grab that purple and raw sienna mixture and I'm gonna lay my color down here and just use the brush. I might switch to this bigger brush here to just drag that color down. You're just dragging it down. It doesn't have to be straight lines. I prefer it to not be. You want it to give, you know, because when you look at petals, they have like all these different colors and striations in their petals, and they want to, you know, they want to be their own little self. Every flower is different. So this is a fun fact that maybe you guys can, well, I don't know if you guys can help me with it, but it's something that my daughter, I'm trying to have like talks with her about, because obviously, you know, like I'm Mexican, I'm Hispanic, so I'm dark, you know, and my husband is white, so our babies are mixed, but they have my husband's, you know, skin tone. They're very, very light. And so my daughter, the other day, you know, she's starting to get darker because it's summer and the kids are out all day and they're at the pool and stuff. And she goes, "Mommy, when you were little, did you get a lot of sunburns? Is that why you're so dark now?" I just, the sheer innocence and like the sweetness and like the innocence behind it was just so heartwarming for me, because I was like, no, baby girl, like, it's, you know, this is just my skin color. So I've tried to like start to get into like the conversations with her about like different skin tones and stuff and you know, because like today in the world, like I want to raise my kids to be just kind and well informed. And so I'm trying to have those conversations with her about. So if you guys have any, I guess my point of my story is, if you guys have any suggestions or have been through similar situations, was there any like reading material that you guys had that you could be like, hey, like, you know, you can read her this, or I don't know how to approach this, because it's, you know, it's about our skin color, and I'm trying to teach her that all skin colors are beautiful. And she knows that, you know, obviously she's a child. She didn't mean it with any malice. But I don't want her to go back to school when she enters kinder and be like, I am white and you're brown, you know? Like, I don't want that. So I'm trying to give myself some grace, because I've never obviously been in this situation, and I'm trying to figure out how to introduce that to my daughter. So I am just shading over here, and I'm getting some of that mauve purple. I originally was just doing the raw sienna, but I'm switching to the mauve purple because I do want it to be a little bit darker. I want it to match its little buddy over here. And let's just bring that down. Use the wetness that's in your brush. And yes, I know that I am sometimes like quick with my movements, but honestly, it's just the same. You just dip and tap, dip and tap. Dippin' Dots. Yum, that sounds good, right? Dippin' Dots ice cream. I haven't had that in a hot minute. I'm gonna grab some of the purple, and I'm not watering it down, I'm just tapping off the excess. That's a habit that I have. Anytime that I pick up my brush and I dip it in paint, I always just kind of do a little tap. Even I'm not trying to get all the paint off, I just don't want it to glob onto my painting. And that's kind of just become a habit every single time I pick up the brush. So, If it becomes your habit too, it wouldn't be the worst. So I'm just creating a line straight down the middle. And another line straight down the middle here with just some purple. And now that I've done those two lines, I'm going to grab some of my yellow mixture over here. My yellow and white mixture, I should say, sorry. That I used to originally create these petals. And I'm going to add some highlights. So just a small little highlight here, maybe a little bit of highlight here, a little bit of highlight here. And of course, use the wetness on your brush to bring that out. And then lastly, I'm gonna grab some baby blue and outline the bottom of this little petal right here that's kind of hidden. You can use a fine liner for that. And it's just a very slight line, right? See, that's the word, I guess, right? Susan, like heritage, that's what I'm trying to teach her. Culture, heritage, like stuff like that. Oh, yes, Lisa. Please ask. I know it's like a kind of uncomfortable topic sometimes, right? Soko, why did I never think about using crayons? Oh my God, that is genius. Thank you. I thank you for that. That's beautiful. I am gonna order some on Amazon as soon as I get off this live, because my daughter loves to color. Like, how did I never think about explaining it to her in a sense that, hello, art, like that makes sense to me, you know? Thank you for that. Okay, you're awesome. I love you guys. I'm reading these comments as they're coming in. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being, you know, for being my like little ears. It's like late night talks, you know? And for not being so like, Diana, don't do that, you know, like don't talk about that. It's something, I guess, like, since I never had to have that talk with my mom, because we're all brown, you know, like we're all brown. So I never had that like conversation, and I didn't know ever how to approach it. And, you know, it's not like I can go and ask my mom, because I mean, I'm, you know, both my parents are Mexican Americans too. And it's one of those awkward things where I don't know who else to ask. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. Yes, Anita, she's definitely wore sunscreen. That's when my son came over earlier. I don't know if you heard the story, if you were gone at that time. He came over with like globbed down in like after sun lotion. It was hilarious. Okay, so this is my flower for the night, right? It's already about to be 9:30. I don't want to keep you guys too long. If you guys are gonna watch the replay, I guess just where I would go different, I guess, is I would sketch my mouse a little bit more centered. I might even redo that, honestly. I might just go back in and move it over, or I might just leave it. You know what, this is what I sketched on live, and this is what I'll keep. The background. The original photo has a black background with a ton of like flowers and stuff down here. And I don't want to include the flowers, but I do want to do something different with the background. I was originally going to put a blue glow, but like a blue, like kind of like glowing down, you know, with like a darker bottom. But now I'm not sure. So if you guys have suggestions for the background feel free to comment them. Feel free to like message me. My inbox is always open. I'm gonna stop here for the night, and then part 2 we will focus on the mouse. Okay, on the mouse is what we're gonna do next. And I know that that's what everybody's anxious for, because everybody likes to like do like the cute little critters and stuff. So we'll work on that next time. I will post to the group as soon as I get my husband's next day off, and we will get that scheduled so that you guys are prepped. And if you guys have any questions, like always, feel free to answer me and stuff. And let me go back and read these comments. Mixed in a bowl. Oh, I love that, Krista. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go spend some time with my husband, probably watch the next episode of House of the Dragon, because it just came out yesterday and he was working. So yeah, so I'm gonna create an event, and if you're not friends with me on my Facebook profile, go ahead and add me. If you want to, obviously you don't have to, because I'm very private. Like that's why I created an entirely separate Facebook profile, was because I am very private about my kids. Like I'll talk about them, but like as far as like posting them online, I don't. I keep that to my private one, so that my friends, my family back home can see them, because like my grandpa's on Facebook, like my aunts, and the family's on there, so I'll update them with photos and stuff. But so I totally understand if you guys don't want to add me on Facebook because you want to keep your lives private and stuff. Like I 100% respect that, but it does allow me to also send invites when I create the event, so that other people can like know about it, and so that you get notified through it. So feel free to add me. Like this is my rock profile. Like you guys are, I don't post any crazy stuff. I hardly post at all, I think. So yeah, just this is my stopping point for tonight. Catch up. We'll probably come back and add a little bit more detail. Well, for sure we're gonna add like dewdrops and stuff, like rain to it. So yeah, I will see you guys for the next one. I will try to get it scheduled as soon as I can. And thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys give me life. Like you guys keep me doing this. And you give me motivation to like want to be a better person and a better artist, because this is also helping me for future tutorials, So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.